Good evening, it's March 2nd, 2017, and welcome into this week's edition of Newscenter. I'm Ryan Kaufman.
And I'm Danny Beck.
Out front tonight, President Jones recently held her annual spring student convocation in the Performance Center, and among the topics were response to Chancellor Brogan's statements, the global online program ranking as number 6 in the nation, and enrollment being up from last spring.
Jones told students and staff that, quote, "Now is the time to take CalU's destiny into our own hands. We are not abandoning the liberal arts by refocusing on the STEM programs."
Other important information from the event consists of CalU setting aside funds to upgrade classrooms, CalU's website relaunching with a new look, and the Vulcan Garage remaining closed through the end of the semester. Are you planning on taking summer courses this year? If so, registration is now open on your VIP account and through admissions. Courses are offered at many convenient times, and sessions including day and evening are offered. Special sessions, 5-week sessions, and 10-week sessions. Many of the courses are taught online during the summer, and classes begin June 5th.
Lent began just yesterday for many Catholics across the country, and here in the Mon Valley, volunteer fire departments host fish fries to raise money for their department. CUTV traveled up the road to California Volunteer Fire Department, who kicked off Lent a little early on Ash Wednesday with a menu full of fried foods and fish. As the 40 days of Lent begin, those of the Catholic faith will give up one indulgence in their lives, remembering the sacrifice of those before them. Easter will mark the finale of Lent, which will be Thursday, April 13th. Stay tuned to CUTV's YouTube page as we travel around the fish fries in the area to see what they all have to offer. Hunters and foragers alike will converge at the Ritchieville Volunteer Fire Department on Saturday, March 25th, as CalU's chapter of the Wildlife Society will be hosting the 20th Annual Outdoor Bash. The Bash is a fundraiser to allow the student members to take part in hands-on workshops, including networking opportunities at the National Wildlife Society Conference. There will be artwork, outdoor gear, and more raffled off throughout the evening. Admission is $20, and tickets can be purchased in advance or at the door. Check out the press releases on CalU's website and search the Outdoor Bash to find out more information.
After the spring-like storms earlier this week, Pike Run on the west side of California, which empties into the Mon River, started to flood out of its narrow banks and engulf the surrounding area. Not shown in this video coming up is how high the water actually got in the early morning, as the area I'm standing in, which you'll see here in a second, while recording, was completely underwater. This afternoon, the water receded to almost normal levels and left a path of mud and tree debris in its wake. The Mon crested at 26 feet early this morning, 15 feet above normal levels, and 2 feet away from flood stage. The 10th annual Relay for Life at CalU will be held on April 8th from noon to midnight in the Convocation Center. This year's theme will be a carnival with a goal of $15,000 to give to the American Cancer Society. Stay tuned and watch on calu.edu and in your email for more information to come.
With the month of March being declared Women's History Month, California University of Pennsylvania will be hosting events all across campus to shed light on the social justice issues that women are faced with. This month's theme has been designated Examining Inequality, Empowering Change Agents. Events include TED Talks among various speeches from professors and sociologists across the country. The month of learning will continue into April with workshops and sessions to inform the students of CalU about female empowerment, dressing for success, and breaking society's norms. To learn more about the Women's History Month events, contact Dr. Marta McClintock, Director of the Women's Studies Program.
The 4th annual Greater Pittsburgh Regional First Robotics Competition will be held in the Convocation Center on March 16th through the 18th. Gear-driven airships from the age of steam set the tone for this year's competition. 1,000 students from 8 states and 2 teams from China will be taking part in this event. Admission to this robotic fight is free. Danny, spring break's approaching pretty quickly. Do you have any plans for this break?
Really just hanging out. This is going to be the first time I've gone back home to Harrisburg in the entire time that we've been here. So it's going to be good, just kind of relax and take in all the time that I don't have to do anything. Really, my parents just got back from vacation, so I'm sure that they're going to be bragging about their vacation and all that. So it's my first vacation, so I'm looking forward to it. How about you?
I really wish I could be going on a vacation. Yeah. I'm going to get, I think, 4 or 5 days of break because of the basketball games and such that are happening. I'm hoping nice weather for this spring break, really hoping for that. we'll see what the forecast holds. Maybe Dalton Lockerty will be able to talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, when we come back after the break, we'll take a look at your weather forecast. Stay tuned. Welcome back into CUTV. We're going to do your weather forecast here. We had a power outage on campus earlier today, and it kind of knocked the weather lab offline a little bit. And I also want to apologize. Dalton Lochran is the student meteorologist that was scheduled for today. I butchered your name on the last segment. I apologize for that. Danny, we're going to look at our ever-reliable phone here to get the forecast. What are we seeing?
First, I just want to say it was frigid out there today. When I was changing this morning, I said, hey, why not put on some shorts? Went outside, and there was a little bit of flurries out there. So wrong choice. I'm hoping that nobody else at home did that because it was cold. But looking on next week, it looks like there's going to be a lot of rain, it seems.
It looks like we're looking at about 40 to 50% chance of rain Monday through Wednesday. Highs almost near 60.
Yeah, and that's kind of getting back into what we saw, I believe, last week. That's when the warm spell, if you will, really came into the Mon Valley. But I'm hoping that, although I like cold, not this late. I mean, I know that the groundhog said that there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter and all that, but I don't know. I'm hoping that we go to more of the warmer temperatures.
I'm quite over the cold. I'm glad we had a warm winter, if you want to even call it a winter. But I will say next weekend it's looking like we're going to get back upper 40s, low 50s. So maybe spring break will look nice.
I'm hoping so.
Absolutely.
When we come back after the break, Stephen Ruffing takes us on a trip around the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
What? Wait. How totally selfish and... Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your entertainment report. Last weekend in Blaney Theater was the Department of Music and Theater's event, An Evening of Creativity. I got the chance to get a full preview of the show and have a word with some of the performers. Creativity, Jessica Crossan, tells me what her role is and what the one-act play is all about.
The show is basically between actress myself and actor Michael, and we tell about our lives through marriage, and it's all through written Post-it notes. Like, I'll read my line, which is a Post-it note I've written to Michael, and Michael will read his lines, which are Post-it notes that are written to me. It starts out in the beginning of our relationship when we're like in the honeymoon phase and everything's really great, and it just goes through like having kids, having grandkids, being married, and all of like the triumphs and hardships that come with a relationship.
The other half of the one-act performers, Michael Mastandre, tells me about his role in the performance.
I play in the beginning the boyfriend and later the husband, and it's just, I guess, one of two halves of the only people in the show.
Along with the one-act play, Jessica Crossan informs me about the 2 dance numbers, the choreographers, and the meaning behind the dance pieces.
We're a one act, and then there are 2 dance pieces. One is student choreographed by the dancers themselves that you'll see perform. The other one was choreographed by Diane Buffington, and it is about autism. So those are the 3 total performances that you'll see.
Jessica concluded the interview by telling me more about the Evening of Creativity and the opportunities it brings to the students.
So this is our second one. Last semester's just consisted of a one act, so we've even branched out more this year. It's just a cool opportunity for students to be able to showcase their own work in a more laid back environment.
Be sure to stay tuned for more information on upcoming shows and performances from the Department of Music and Theater. Once again, the entertainment world was struck with another shocking death. Bill Paxton, famously known for his roles in the Titanic, Aliens, and Twister, was found dead on February 26th. Paxton spent over 4 decades as an actor and filmmaker. The cause of death was reported as complications from surgery. Paxton was 61 years old. The March edition of Funny Freaking Friday will feature comedian Arona Lopez. Lopez is known for being on the show Wild 'N Out, hosted by Nick Cannon on MTV2. The comedian also featured on the 5th season of Martin Lawrence's First Amendment stand-up. The event will be tomorrow in the Performance Center from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Bring your friends and fellow students out to enjoy a freaking funny performance. The Housing Department is teaming up with SAB and Funny Freaking Friday to bring the students Vegas Night. Students will be able to test their luck in blackjack and other classic casino games. Entertainment will be provided by Funny Freaking Friday performer Arona Lopez, as well as free food and drinks. Housing will also be giving away prizes to students, including Apple TVs, Apple Watches, iPads, and gift cards. Vegas Night will be held tomorrow in the Performance Center, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And to round out the entertainment for this week, we have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in the Vulcan Theater. The newest edition from mastermind J.K. Rowling follows the adventures of writer Newt Scamander in the New York secret witches and wizards community. The movie takes place 70 years before Harry Potter reads his book in Hogwarts. Showtimes are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 4, 7, and 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sundays. And Ryan, this is basically specifically for you and Danny. Bill Paxton passed away suddenly. Complications of surgery. I'm not sure what the surgery was or how he passed away, but on a lighter note, Ryan, I know he impacted you in Twister, and he basically inspired you to be a meteorology major, but now
somewhere else. Actually, most of the meteorologists out there in that time frame were inspired by him and by the movie itself. Our alumni, Damon Matson, he put out a great statement on Facebook after his death was found out as well. He impacts everyone in the meteorology field in any possible way. Dorothy, the one instrument they use in the movie, is actually at the National Weather Service headquarters in Oklahoma because it's made that much impact in the world of weather.
Right, and of course he was in Titanic as well. Danny, I know if you've seen Titanic or is a fan of Bill Paxton, but I mean, still, it's a huge hit on entertainment in the entertainment world.
It most definitely is, and I don't really remember him in Titanic as much as I do in Twister. Twister was one of those, as you said, just a movie that had a lot of impact. Not necessarily on me because I don't want to do meteorology necessarily, but still in that field, really a pioneer, honestly. What you were saying with the instrument being at the National Weather Service, that has a lot of impact on them as well.
Absolutely. And to really show how much it was, I wish we had a picture of it. I just thought about it. Spotters across the nation have a website they can ping their location to. they all lined up in a BP in Oklahoma
Yeah, I did see that.
to show their support for him and his family.
Right, and it's well-deserved. A fantastic actor, and he'll definitely be remembered.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Steve. When we return, Matt Heggie will be here with your sports report and the return of the Heggie Six. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Matt Hagee with your sports report. It is playoff time once again for the California Vulcans women's basketball team as they quest for another long postseason run and third straight PSAC title. The Vulcans began their postseason play last night as the #1 seed out of the PSAC West in the PSAC quarterfinals against the 4 seed Edinboro Fighting Scots. The two teams faced each other last season in the PSAC quarterfinals and split their meetings in the regular season. Now let's go to the highlights from the Convocation Center last night. The two teams facing, obviously, head coach Jess Strom rallying her troop. You can see Lana Dorn not starting in this game. And another scary injury moment for the Vulcans right on the start here. The game tied at 4. Mickey Glenn goes down to the floor, did not return to the game. We hope the best that she's okay. But that did not stop California from fighting hard in this game. You can see Abby Spoyer right here finding Shatara Parsons in the paint. Nice turnaround shot and good. That was part of a 6-0 run for the Vulcans. Forced Edinboro timeout. You can see the emotion from those ladies. Now coming back right here, Morgan Jennings. There's a big impact off the Vulcans bench right there. Big part of it was Morgan Jennings. And right here, another one. Freshman DJ Hahn with a great jumper there and got the foul to try for a three-point play. But Edinboro did not go away in this game. Shantae Sharp. He gives Edinboro the lead back. California was fighting all game. A great 2-on-1 there. Abby Sporia to Emily Suckling. Again, part of the bench for the Vulcans that came up huge. Now, the Vulcan fans' favorite player, Ciara Austin, going in there for a 2. She had 14 points on the night. Now, here's DJ Hahn in the corner there, freshman. That was one of 2 3-pointers she had on the night to give California a 3-point lead back. And the play of the night right here, Precious Martin. What a night she had. Up 3, gets the seal, gets the basket, and turned out to be the game-winning shot for the Vulcans. You can see there, California survives 64-61 over Edinboro. Precious Martin, 19 points. Sierra Barrett had 19 points. DJ Hahn, 8 points. That matched a career high. And Glenn mentioned there, injured 5 minutes in the contest. 20 bench points for the Vulcans as well. And those Vulcans will now advance to the PSAC semifinals held in Shippensburg this weekend, where they will take on East Stroudsburg, the 2 seed from the PSAC East. Now the latest set of regional rankings came out this past Wednesday, and for the 3rd straight week, California maintained their top spot at the top of the Atlantic regional rankings. Virginia Union stayed in 2nd despite losing in the CIAA semifinals. Glenville State moving on their way up to 3rd. IUP dropped 1 spot to 4th. Mercyhurst moved up 2 spots to 5th. Shippensburg 1 down to 6th, And Johnson C. Smith, the CIAA champion, gets the first automatic bid in by winning the CIAA and Wheeling Jesuit in 8th, Edinboro in 9th. You got to believe that Edinboro will be done since they cannot improve their spots anymore. On the heels of a 27-2 record season, the California Vulcans have received word that a few members from the team have received accolades for their performance. To no one's surprise, senior guard Mickey Glenn was named PSAC West Athlete of the Year. Glenn was also named to the All-PSAC West team, where she was joined by junior Sierra Barrett. You can catch their run in the PSAC Final Four this weekend live on CUTV Sports 1 for video, or tune in to 91.9 FM WCAL for radio. Now the Cal U baseball team, they are scheduled for a pair of doubleheaders this weekend against Davis and Elkins on Saturday and Sunday. The original plan was to play the Saturday doubleheader at Elkins. However, due to field conditions, the game will be moved to Consol Energy Park in Washington. The game times of 1 and 3 p.m. will stay the same for Saturday, but now this will give Vulcan fans an extra chance to see California at home along with the doubleheader on Sunday that was already scheduled home contest. Now, since I've made a return to the sports desk for just this week, it can only mean one thing. It is time for the return of the Hagee Six. During my last fall semester of undergrad, the Hagee Six previewed key games to watch for the upcoming weekend in college football and the NFL. Since we are in the spring, it is time to look at the top games to watch this weekend for college basketball, NHL, and the NBA. Starting with college basketball and a Big 12 matchup on Friday night between the upstart Iowa State Cyclones and the West Virginia Mountaineers. Then on Saturday, a pair of ACC games will rule the day with Notre Dame battling Louisville for the ACC tournament seeding. And then the game of the night at 8:15, the best rivalry in college basketball, Duke and North Carolina from Chapel Hill. For the NHL, there are a pair of games to watch this weekend with the Canadiens and Rangers facing off in Madison Square Garden on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, and the Sharks and Wild on Sunday evening at 6 as they battle for the top spot in the Western Conference. The NBA game to watch this weekend will be from Chicago on Saturday night when the Clippers will take on Jimmy Butler and the Bulls on ABC. Now, guys, it's great to be back on the desk filling in for Anthony D'Agostino for the week. And since this will be the last news center before March Madness comes up, what are your thoughts on the last couple of weeks, last week of the regular season? And if anything, if this tournament's going to go like that Northwestern-Michigan game last night, it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys saw the play. That was unbelievable.
I did not. But
I was able to see the highlights. I was scrolling through on social media last night, saw it. I couldn't believe it. I thought they had so much more time. I think the clock might have messed up on that one. There might have been like a few tenths of a second on it, but that was an amazing win for Northwestern.
yeah, I'm really looking forward. You were talking about that last game. I'm really looking at the entire season.
Yeah.
This entire season has just been shaken up all around. It'll be interesting to see who gets those number 1 seeds. The number 1 seeds even might be a little bit shaky this year. I know that Oregon might be a number 1 seed. They're pretty strong, but you never really talk about Oregon.
No.
It's odd you didn't really see them last year doing well. But it's anything can happen. That's why March Madness is madness.
That's the model of the Big Ten right now.
It's wide. Oh my, yeah, it's wide open as ever. And early tournament predictions, the champion predictions. Who are you thinking?
Honestly, I'll be honest. I mean, I haven't really paid much attention this year.
Still a couple weeks away. There's nothing wrong with
Exactly. So I'm going to hold off on that.
that. Okay.
I
fair
defer.
enough.
And I think Kansas.
Kansas.
I think that they're one of those teams that seems very solid. I mean, put out their losses out of the way. But I think that they have the best chance. Frank Mason, obviously, I think that he will get the Player of the Year. But there's always that Villanova. I don't know. It's between right now. I'm kind of torn. You have one more game left, I believe, for both teams. So that'll be really the telling.
Conference tournaments and start next week. So yeah, it'll be a great run.
Big stuff.
I'm going to be a little bit of a homer right here. Fake homer, Dayton.
I knew you were going to say that.
All right. Thank you, Matt. And thank you so much for joining us tonight on News Center.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV Newscenter and our Twitter pages CUTV_PA and CUTV_Newscenter.
Don't forget that the Cal Times will be publishing a new edition of their paper in 1 week on campus. Also, tune in to WCAL 91.9 FM in your car or online at sai.calu.edu/WCAL.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.